Well, we can talk now to Pierre Noah, who was a friend of Patrick's and was also at the protest. And you had a hand, didn't you, Pierre, in rescuing this individual?
Yes, that's right. Yes, we went up there obviously to oversee young boys because we knew he was going to get out of van, and my former team to go up there, you know, adults, because I work in security, close protection. So I thought we need to go up there and help the police and help our community at the same time. It's a shame there was enough of us, so we just did what we could, and yeah.
So tell us what happened when this individual was sort of isolated, wasn't he, and really faced the threat of I mean, life-threatening violence, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. Because my background is just, you know, always be on my toes and just look around with the line of work I do. There was an incident just happening prior to that, and I turned over and I looked by the stairs, somebody being carried up, and I noticed it was a white guy. And just recent to that, there was a few alteration between themselves, the white guy and the young black boys. So he's been picked up, but I thought they were bringing him to safety, but then he got put to the ground. And straight away I told the guys, listen, we need to go over there and shield this guy because it looks like it's going to get out of hand. So I rushed over there. Two of my guys, we surrounded him, and there's obviously other bystanders doing the same thing. And then Patrick and my other colleague, Jermaine, went through the side, pulled him out, and Patrick picked him up and straight away took him to where the police were standing.
And what do you think, Pierre, might have happened? Because at these events, you know, we've seen things can get out of hand.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I knew exactly, you know, listen, the football hooligans sent out a very disgusting message.
Yeah.
And the kids, the children, the black youth wanted to react to it. Although myself as an adult, we know how to control ourselves. But the young kids now, they were very angry. They were upset. I was angry myself because I knew this was going to happen. I just knew something like this. I couldn't sleep. So I rang, as I said, I rang a couple of my guys. I said, listen, we need to go up there and just try and do what we can do. And then thank God we were in the right place to save that gentleman's life.
Well, thank God you were, Pierre. I mean, in my view is that all the violence at all the protests is completely unacceptable. And, you know, particularly, I think, for the Black Lives Matter protesters, you know, Martin Luther King was very clear, wasn't he? Violence begets violence. Hate begets hate. It was such a shame to me that largely peaceful protests were ruined, and all the imagery that came out ended up being confrontation with police and fighting and so on. What do you feel about that? I mean, what's your message to young people who want to use violence to make their point?
My message, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. What we need to do, my generation, the media, the government, we need to go back into the community, not just softly. We need to go back in there and re-educate these children. They need help. They need help. They need somebody to, you know, sit down and talk to, and, you know, they need help. All the community centers being closed down. They're running around wild. Some of the parents, you know, they can't help them. It's really bad. So we're just saying, my team, myself, and I'm speaking to a lot of black men and black women who are my age now. We need help from the government to put things back into the community, which will help these young black boys, black girls.
If there was one thing, Pierre, if there was one thing right now that you could tell Boris Johnson to do that would really make a fundamental difference to improving the situation when it comes to racial justice and equality in this country, what would you say?
I would say he needs to put his foot down more with the message that was put out from the football hooligans. He needs to put his foot down a little bit more. Not a little bit, he needs to put his foot down. That was not acceptable at all to allow that to happen. And then obviously he needs to put more into the black community for us to help these young black boys and black girls. He needs to come into the community, not just use someone from the community to help. Because at the moment, you're getting people who haven't grown up in the community, so they don't understand some of these young kids. They don't understand them. They don't understand what they need. They think they do, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Well, it's an important message, Pierre, and we appreciate your time this morning, and especially
thank you for what you did
yesterday.
Yeah.
To all of you. I know a group of you went up there, you know, to try and calm things down if they did get out of hand. And my goodness, thank God.
And as Patrick said, you know, if only George Floyd had people there. I mean, there were other police officers standing there as the public was shouting, "Get off him, he can't breathe." And there were other police officers standing there ignoring what was happening. And that's what led to his death. And I think you saved this guy's life, somebody who is probably completely opposed to everything that you guys stand for with your protests.
And you diffused the situation.
You did the right thing.